The book of the simple way, marking out the path. The Tao that is the subject of discussion is not the true Tao. The quality which can be now one net is not its true attribute. That which was before heaven and earth is called the non-existent. The existent is the mother of all things. Therefore doth the wise man seek after the first mystery of the non-existent, while seeing in that which exists the ultimates thereof. The non-existent and existent are identify cal in all but name. This identity of apparent opposites I call the profound, the great deep, the open door of bewilderment. The old philosopher must not be mistaken for a gymnast in thus placing his subject at the outset beyond the pale of discussion. Behind Brahma the Vedantins have placed Para Brahma. Beyond the Elohim the finalists have set Ein Suf, an unfathomable depth of unthinkable mysteries, upon the clear surface of which, as upon a veil, a man may write what ever name he pleases, or standing there, robed in the thought of his own divine kinship, the pure in heart may look into its crystal depths and see himself reflected. Can any man by searching find out God? Asks the Hebrew. The Christ said, the pure in heart shall see God. LAOTZE will tell us later on. His book the means whereby the seeker shall find, whether within himself or in the universe without. But since no ledge can only affirm, while doubt may reason and discuss, it is certain that the Tao that is the subject of discussion is not the true Tao. And further, because to qualify is to define, and to define is to limit, and because every limitation connotes an imperfection, we can name no quality which is the real attribute of Tao. The cause tilde principle of all effects LAOTZE calls the non-existent. The well-known philosophical gamut of principles, causes, effects, and ultimates is reduced by the sage to the non-existent and the existent, foreseeing only one cause, Tao. He regards all else as a single effect, nature. By heaven we may therefore understand the spiritual, causal, or noumenal world, and by the earth the material, physical self-perfection. 27. World of effects. Matter is the ultimate expression of spirit, as form is that of force, and hence for every spiritual force there is a corresponding material form, and these, like the non-existent and existent, are identical in everything but name. We have, therefore, the philosophic square spirit. This identity of apparently opposite things the sage very aptly calls the open door of bewilderment, by which anyone may enter into the secrets of nature, if only he knows the way. 2. Self-perfection. When the world speaks of beauty as being beautiful, ugliness is at once defined. When goodness is seen to be good, evil at once apparent, so do existence and non-existence mutually give rise to one another, as that which is difficult and that which is easy, distant and near, high and low, shrill and bass, proceeding and following. The sage therefore is occupied only with that which is without prejudice. He teaches without verbosity, he acts without effort, he produces without possessing, he acts without regard to the fruit of action. He brings his work to perfection without summing credit, and claiming nothing as his own. He cannot at any time be said to lose. LAOTZE is not here concerned with the philosophic discussion of the pairs of opposites, nor does he concern himself with the laws of thought by which this dualism is induced in us. For he has already dispensed with the subject by affirming their essential identity, but he shows that while we are in a state of separateness from Tao, this relationship of the mind to one thing at a time is the cause of endless contradictions and diversities. By pointing the fact that beauty and goodness are only recognized as beautiful and good from a consciousness of their opposites, he suggests that if they were qualities in universal possession they would be unrecognizable as such, for ugliness and evil would disappear with the consciousness of such qualities. By comparison, the all-sufficiency of Tao is illustrated in the last stanza by the life of the sage. Acting without regard to th-jeets of action is the basic teaching of the Bhagavad Gita, and is acknowledged to be the finest ethical scheme ever presented to the world. In this spirit the Christ said to his disciples, These things I do not of myself, but of the Spirit of God which dwelleth in me. For none can assume credit to himself without having regard to the fruits of action. Resting the people, avoiding distinctions of merit among the people prevents jealousy. Not setting a value on rare things prevents theft. Not seeking the things of sense keeps the mind in peace. Thus the sage governs by ridding the heart of its desires, giving T tilde stomach due satisfaction, by resting the muscles and strengthening the bones, by preserving the world from a knowledge of evil and hence from its desire, and by making those who have such knowledge afraid to use it. He acts by non-action, and by this he governs all. If merit and the reward of merit were taken away and in integrity and virtue allowed to be their own reward, whatever good might be done would be done for its own sake. What a weeding out of political and social adventurers there would be. The world would produce sound fruit, without the maggot of selfishness hidden at the core. If diamonds were as common as pebbles on the shore, they would be little esteemed. Only those who set a value on rare things can say why diamonds are to be desired. It is certain that we cannot eat them, nor gain any intelligence from them, nor do they conduce to our spiritual welfare in any way. For cutting and grinding they have hardly an equal, but if you want stones broken on the highway, you had better find a man. Yet neither the jewel nor the stone breaker assume any merit. It is we who esteem the one and disparage the other, thus putting a premium on theft and discounting honest work. The sage begins by governing himself before setting out to govern others, according to the wise old saying, Cheen ke hawa jin, one i.e., first straighten yourself, then correct other tilde. The sage lets good alone and corrects the evils which are within his reach. Having got rid of selfhood, the ahankara of the Indian philosophy, he acts from unselfish motives, and so establishes a virtuous government. The causeless Tao is without limitation, its depth is the source of whatsoever is. It makes sharp things round, it brings order out of chaos, it obscures the brilliant, it is wholly without attachment. I know not who gave it birth, it is more ancient than God. Tao is said to make sharp things round. By this expression we may, perhaps, understand its universal adaptability and persuasiveness, no less than the perfection of its processes. So in the expression, hang soon fang peen, l.e. always respect square convenient, we have the idea of making square things round by adapting our actions to the likes and dislikes of others, or, as we say, making room for others. The perfect man is symmetrical, he has no sharp points of contention, his adaptability is perfect, his intelligence is constructive, he brings cosmos out of chaos. In brilliance he is like the sun, which obscures the light of the stars, his radiance falling on all alike. For the wise man has no predilections. This virtue is in Tao, by which man is made perfect.